Okay, so how to find your best profit plan. Now, obviously, quick turn real estate should be first in your portfolio. You should be working towards getting quick turns. When I say quick turns, 3 to 6 months in to out to build some momentum, build some cash flow, obviously, some credibility with your lenders, whoever you're working with, other partners, etc. Confidence, to build your confidence. Also, to establish your team. Your team will consist of, title insurers, mortgage brokers, if that's the case may be, who you're buying and selling from, your lead generation system. We use obviously the Philippines for outsourcing and Christine Pearson Real Estate. But we want to put your team together. Your contractors that are doing your renovations, your general contractor, if you're hiring a general contractor to manage all your subs, depending on what that team is, all your vendors. So you need to get some momentum. You always want to start up with like aesthetic or easy flips first, and then move into the more difficult or longer term and larger margins. Now, more involved renovations and additions like pop tops. When you take a single story, cut off the top, add an addition to the second story, that's a pop top. They can take anywhere from 6 months to a year, depending on, we have a couple right now that are literally taking 4 to 6 months to get just through the review period. And then basement dig outs. To add square footage in the basement, those can take 2 or 3 months extra over and above. So the more involved additions, if you're adding a garage or if you're adding an addition to the existing structure to expand the floor plan on the main level, those all take time, so you need to take those into consideration, but the margins are larger. Just to give you an example, we have one pop top that we're doing in Lakewood, Colorado. I think we purchased it for like 160, it's about 120 renovation pop top, and then it'll sell for about 500,000. So quite a bit more of a margin than just your 25 to 30%, right? And then new construction, of course, always has larger margins, but your time to do new construction, to get in the ground, upfront costs, everything else, it's a longer term project, depending on the size of your new construction, but always a good margin, 30 to 40%. Okay, well, not always, depends on the market, right? We couldn't build in Denver for about 4 or 5 years there because new construction was more expensive than literally going in and remodeling. So know your market and know when you're ready for new construction, when those construction costs make sense. Otherwise, you gotta stick with remodels. Remodels are great in down markets because it's cheaper to do a remodel than new construction. You can sell them in a down market. I mean, you can buy them so cheap. Commercial and land development would be the next stage. So this is kind of your progression as an investor that you should be looking at. Commercial, land development, resort development. We like resort development because of the lifestyle, but also metropolitan development. So building shopping centers, apartment buildings, hotels, motels, stuff like that. That's obviously down the line as you get more experienced. You should definitely be an expert investor before you get into these type of properties. But apartments, retail, subdivisions, horizontal and vertical. So what I'm talking about there is you take land, you rezone it, and when I say you rezone it for, maybe mixed use, some residential, some commercial. You put a PUD, a planned unit development together, and then boom. You go ahead and do your horizontal, your roads, your storm drains, your water, sewer, electrical, everything else. And then once you have all of that established, then you can go vertical construction, which is building of the homes, the commercial, and go from there. And that's where the big money's made with big developers. So because you control it all the way from land acquisition all the way through to your final sales in some points. A lot of developers, they'll sell out during and after zoning or progressively for cash flow. So I hope this has been informative, but that's the progression of an investor.